Welcome to Dan's on the Street. I'm Dan. I'm exploring the whole world, city by city, as seen through Google Maps and Google Street View. And today I'm in Egypt for the first time. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get here. Visiting the city of Alexandria, here along the Mediterranean Sea. Excited to check this out. Lots of history here, an ancient place. We're not going to get to all of it, we'll see a bit of it. But excited to explore it. It's not fully mapped with Google Street View, as you can see, but we'll see a bit of it and hopefully get a sense of it. Let's kind of start here in the old town along the bay here and see what we find. All right, we are on top of a car, clearly. Beautiful day here. Mosque out here, it looks like to the left. Bunch of vehicles out and about. Nice older building there, I like the look of that. Some palms. Sea breeze. It's a nice day. This is a large city. About 5.2 million people here. Oh, horse and carriage. Oh yeah, doing some tourism rides. It's a big tourist city. 5.2 million though, good size. It's actually the second largest city in Egypt, and I believe the 9th largest in all of Africa. So yeah, major city, major port city. Love all these boats out in here. Great views. This is boy, that's an old car. It's seen better days. Yep, major economic city and major port city, of course. Historically and even till today. All right, lots of people doing carriage rides. Kind of a fun experience. Go through some of the old streets, perhaps. Some artwork on the side of this building. Uh-oh, I think we've reached the end of our brief street run here. All right, let's pull up here. Well, we're down, this is kind of the old city from my understanding. This is, going back, this would have been kind of the main city encircling this bay. This is the famous, I don't know if the original lighthouse of Alexandria sat here, but it was around here. Looks like there's one here still today. Let's go here by the citadel of Kite Bay. Fantastic old fort. People selling stuff. Little shops. Get some ice cream here. This guy's got some walking sticks. Bunch of tourists out and about. Enjoying their day. Lovely. This was founded, the city was officially founded in 331 BCE by Alexander the Great. Thus the name, of course. And he wanted to establish this city here, Greek city. And he founded it, but from my understanding is he left pretty quickly and it was left in other hands, and I don't know that he ever came back to see it, but a lot of money was very quickly invested here and great things were built. Okay, so this is a much more recent fort, 1477. Tons of people out here. Oh, the world before COVID. Looks nice, doesn't it? No masks, none of that. Some old cannons here, great courtyard. This guy's just really following us here. That's amusing. Man, this is cool. Now, of course, people were living in this city, this area, going way back. This is really cool in here, by the way. Oh my goodness. Where am I going? Let's follow this person. Up some stairs. How cool is this? Up she goes. Oh man. Wait, I think I got lost. That might be the end of it. Alright, let's pull out. That was really neat though. How cool is it that you can explore a whole citadel like that? 15th century fortress and naval museum. Oh, and mosque as well. Very cool. Let's get another view of that. Ah, great photo out here. Can really experience what this looks like. Tons of boats, just tons of people enjoying their day here. Uh-oh, face mask. No, that's not COVID related. Guys selling some stuff maybe. Super fresh fish probably. But this was actually the capital of Egypt for almost 1,000 years. Believe it or not, I didn't realize that. All the way, excuse me, all the way up until the Arab conquest of Egypt in 641, and then the capital was moved near Cairo. Eventually became part of Cairo, and eventually became Cairo. But yeah, this was the capital. If you were in Egypt, great view of this sunlight hitting these buildings. Got all these white old. I wonder if these are taxis or just. Not sure. Struggling to move around with this vehicle here. Are we actually moving? I feel like I'm moving to the right. Are we moving along? Hard to say. Some big buildings here though. Condos, apartments, and I'm sure some hotels. Plenty. This is very weird how I'm moving along here. I don't know if you can sense that. Let's pull back up again. Very dense through here, though. You can almost imagine some of these street layouts probably date way back. I don't know. A bit of a grid, but broken up a lot. Let's go over here by this side of things. More beach views. Just looks very busy and happy. Oh, now we are looking at June 2020 here, so recent. Interesting. Yeah, I think I was saying, yep, they dated human presence back to the 27th century BCE. So again, people have been living here for a very long time. Another view down by the water. How grand is this? It looks like you just kind of walk out there. Somebody's fishing maybe. Love to enjoy a meal right here. That's a rainbow. Look at that. Nicely captured. Here's an aquarium. Be a fun thing to go to. Interesting. I know I want to visit here is one of the most important mosques in Egypt, and certainly the most important, I would say, in Alexandria, is the Abu al-Abbas al-Mursi Mosque. There it is. I was like, it doesn't quite look right. Maybe that's part of the compound. How grand is this? Fantastic. People staying cool in the shade. This was completed in 1775. And it's been rebuilt a bit from what I read a few times since. Wonder if we can go inside. Oh, very good. But I think most of what we're seeing here is quite old. Spectacular. I love the light coming in these windows too. It's well lit above. Oh, that's all just windows up there, okay. Just design as far as the eye can see, you know? Look up into any little corner. Hand carved. Hand painted. People just, I don't know. I'm not sure if they're praying there or it kind of looks like they're napping, to be honest, but what do I know? I'm not sure. That's pretty great though. Love that we have a view in there. Another exterior view of it. It's like they have some kind of fencing around it. Great tile work here, stone work. Ah, there, okay. I really like how this is set amongst all these buildings here. Isn't that a nice backdrop? Just this whole frame is very impressive. Really good sized buildings back in there. Varying levels of, some of them in some disrepair, I'd say, but pretty good looking city. Super dense though. Again, over 5 million people here, so they're really packing them in. I kind of noticed, I did not look this up, but this looks like a massive land reclamation project going on here. All of this, I'm guessing this is all man-made or whatever. That's interesting. I wonder if they're planning some mega development projects out in here in the coming decades. This looks like a palace, perhaps. Or government buildings, maybe. Can't see any of that, I'm afraid. Here you can see some of the shipping that's going on back here. Major shipping port. Even going back hundreds of years, thousands of years, major shipping out of here. Exporting all kinds of Egyptian goods. I read specifically, or especially cotton. That was one of their primary exports historically. Just go down the street here. I appreciate whoever took these pictures. Thank you very much. I only wish we had more. But they're recent, May 2020. Maybe that's why I didn't come earlier. I'm just waiting for more Street View to come to Egypt. It's gotta happen. And I don't know if, for whatever reason, Google hasn't done it, or not too much officially, so it's left to third parties to do it. Just checking out this port layout here. Egypt free shops. Looks like a historic site here, perhaps. And we'll drop by there, see what we find. Oh. Not sure what's going on in here. Abstract image of this woman. I don't know what's going on in there. Comnador. Perhaps of religious significance? I'm not sure. Let's see some more in here if we can. Looks like a neat intersection in this central area. There's so much we're not going to see. I always say that, but this is definitely one where I'm like, A, it's not mapped, and B, it's really big. This is a great area though in here. I'm sure lots of great shopping. Looks very nice. Back early in its days, it had major construction projects that were of kind of global significance. The arguably most famous thing they built was the lighthouse of Alexandria, which was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, built by the Ptolemaic kingdom around 280 BCE. Long, long time ago. A huge lighthouse. The Lighthouse of Alexandria. And it was built of... If you've never seen pictures of it or renderings of it, you should see it because it's massively impressive. 100 meters tall, around 300 feet at least. And perhaps it sat out right about here. I read that remains of it have been found by divers. I don't know if we can really get a glimpse of that area. It's long gone. But it was very impressive. It's on all their ancient coins. Shows up in a lot of texts. And it's a great view out here either way. Can't really see out that way though. But yeah, it was damaged by earthquakes and kind of fell into ruin, and by the 14th century it was pretty much gone. But it's very impressive, just built of solid blocks of limestone. And you would have come through here in a ship, just thoroughly impressed by its grandeur. And one of the other things it was most famous for early on was the Great Library of Alexandria. Let's move up the coast here. Gas station. I love the kind of time of day they came in here. Magic hour. Just very pretty. I'm annoyed by whenever I click it moves you to the right. There's something funny in that. But yeah, the Great Library of Alexandria, which I recall, certainly it shows up in a lot of books, but I think I first was aware of it from watching the series called Cosmos, where they talk about the Great Library of Alexandria, built around 285 BCE. It held as many as nearly 500,000 scrolls, all the ancient writings of the ancient world written on 500,000 scrolls. Can you imagine some of those scrolls? Most of them completely lost to time. Just gone. And it was damaged over the years, fell into some disrepair as governments changed and so forth. And eventually the library burned by Julius Caesar. Allegedly on accident, but either way. And when the ships came into the harbor, they were scoured for their scrolls. I remember reading that, or hearing that in Cosmos, I think. As just they were really into getting all of the world's knowledge. And the city itself just became the capital of knowledge. That was became known as, and great scholars were here. Great scholars have lived in Alexandria throughout its history. But goodness, wouldn't you love to have known some of what was in those scrolls? All kinds of great resorts along here. You know, fun places to visit, I'm sure, if you were coming to town. If you wanted to stay at a resort, that is. You could stay at a place like this, hang out at the beach, go into town, do some shopping. I've seen these in other cities. It's just something fun about those concrete forms. I think you just don't have to lay them out. You just kind of drop them in and they'll naturally make a good barrier. It's kind of unsightly, but it's kind of cool too. It looks natural in a way. Semi-organic. this bridge here, which seems almost unnecessary. I wonder when that was built. I don't want to say unnecessary, but it's kind of odd. I'm sure it helps with traffic. Some newer building there, a little glassy. Love to go for a walk out here. People have scribbled some love messages there, perhaps. Cute little red car, like that. I'd love to come here someday. Definitely. If nothing else for the history, I think I would just have a ball going to all the museums and learning about the ancient world and seeing what's going on today. So as time changed and passed, the city changed hands many times over the millennia. Of course, it became part of the Roman Empire, and it was a major center for the early Christian church for a long time. And then, of course, the Arab conquest of 641 came, and really, I think from what I read, by that time, unfortunately, a lot of the city had already kind of been. Oh, now we're inside a car. This is not good. A lot of the city had kind of been plundered. It really is a city that went through waves of growth and expansion and, shrinking back. But obviously, it's in a major growth period now. Unrivaled. But there was as many as 500,000 people who lived here during the Roman period, which is quite a lot, considering that as a percentage of, world population, probably much higher than today, right? That is. Some big places. Sometimes I of course am an American English speaker, and I have to take into account just when I view cities all around the world. It kind of interests me whether they have English text on signs or not. And for the most part, it looks like there's not English text here, but there's some. Here, you can read that. Salon. Not that I wouldn't judge a city negatively at all if they have no English. Certainly it's not required. But I kind of take note to just wonder how easy or difficult it would be for an American to navigate it. It's always easier when they have the language you speak, but not dinging a city if they choose to just have their native tongue. Nothing wrong with that. It's kind of a great view here. It's unfortunate the resolution here, but I like that. There's banners going overhead. Let's pull up again. Kind of a wild angle view we have of things. Of course, not 3D rendered here. Interesting. Officer city. Okay, maybe some military there. It's very dense through all of this. That's kind of what it seems like. There's despite how big it is and varied the layout is, there's a certain homogeneity to the overall aesthetic, right? Like it kind of looks like this. Gives you a little sense of what it would feel like to walk around the streets of Alexandria. I'm not saying every street looks like this, but I think this is pretty representational for what it looks like. Somewhat. I feel like with the number of places I've already dropped in, getting that vibe. Lots of kind of tan tones, seen a number of vehicles with the cover. I think this is for sand. They're not trying to keep their car secret as much as trying to keep sand off of it, I'm guessing. Interesting. Maybe I've noticed a lot of curtains too. Perhaps for the same reason, keeping windblown sand out of their porch, or for privacy. I don't know. It's kind of wild how quickly it drops off from unbelievably dense, you know. Like this density, about as dense as you'll find on Earth, to farmland in a half a mile. Isn't that kind of wild? Look at that. Green farmland. Some of the densest urban living on Earth. Just kind of interesting. Here's the airport. And the airport farm lake, which looks kind of alarmingly green. That could just be the time of year, or I don't know if the color is accurate from above. Sometimes that's exaggerated, I think, a little bit. Dude, what are you doing in the highway? I don't know what he's doing there. That doesn't seem safe. Or maybe this isn't really a highway, but it feels like a road where you shouldn't be walking along the side of it. Looks like he's not the only one, though. I don't know. Interesting. The city was conquered then, centuries later, by the Ottoman Turks in 1517, who swept through this whole region. People are just crossing here. Boy. That does not seem very safe to me. But maybe the cars aren't going very fast. Clearly that guy was not out of line. Go figure. Just seems like you weren't supposed to cross there, but what do I know? This looks like a campus here, a university perhaps. Starbucks. Where should we go? Looks like a bunch of restaurants along here. Oh, if I can. New buildings. Really a long stretch of building here. Kind of all looks like it's one building. We're creeping along here about a foot a click. Looks nice though. Brand new, or pretty new to my eyes. Let's pull up again one more time. Yeah, look at that. Man, that's a big structure. This might be student housing. Again, I'm not even sure quite what I'm seeing here. This feels like a university, but I could be wrong. Not sure. All kinds of little housing developments here. What is this? Some sort of water. I don't know if they do races there, boat races. Kind of looks like there's stadium seating in there. Can't tell you. All kinds of cool stuff to check out here, though, without a doubt. Here's a palace. My goodness, look at these grounds. A state park. At some point that kind of blurs here. I'm sure it's not a blur, but looks like we can actually get down into these gardens. Pretty neat. A little overrun. Looks like there should be a fountain, but I don't think that fountain's run in a few years. This greenhouse also looks a little worse for the wear. Yeah, I'm not sure what the story is here. So funding got cut or something. It's a pity. From outer space, it looks really beautiful. And it's still kind of neat in the grounds, but whatever. Major shopping center here, workers' university. Just major structure. Obviously gets tremendously hot here in the summer, so large indoor air-conditioned spaces are going to be important for city living. Just drop down into another major road here. Kamla Market. Oh, now we jumped up into new highway here. Brand new. Lots of new buildings there, looks like. Major construction project. And we jump below again. That's interesting. Yeah, this highway looks brand new. It would seem. Oh, the history here, I can't even imagine. Roman era. Columns. I'm sure there's archaeological digs still going on in the area. I'm sure if you are building a building in Alexandria, you run into archaeological artifacts all the time that probably pause your construction as you check it out, see what significance it had. Look at this just giant ancient column lying here. A few have been stood back upright. Just try to paint an image of what might have been here at one point 2,000 years ago. Huh. Huge cemetery here. Can't see that, unfortunately. This is awesome, though. I'm gonna just go back to the old part of town, maybe a little bit. Maybe we saw most of that. Let's see what we can see. Turn this on. Obviously tons of mosques, other historic sites. Let's go by here. Kind of looks like a neat street. Guy out for a jog maybe. We're running late. Blombank. These are definitely taxis, I gotta think. So the Ottoman Turks held the city until 1798, and then Napoleon stormed the city. Wonder if this dates to that era, not sure. And then quickly the British took the city in 1801. Again, it changed hands a few times. Great view down the street. Bustling. Where's this guy's like heading straight into a vehicle there? I don't know what he's trying to merge in. Don't know about that. Just want to get the wider view of this too. So glad I could see this. I really have never spent much of any time looking at this part of Africa, I don't think. The Royal Jewelry Museum. Can't quite see that though, I'm afraid. Let's follow this taxi down in a smaller street. Huh. Very interesting city. Tremendous potential. Its location is just for all of time going to be possibly its greatest asset. Near the Nile. Just give a sense. Here's the Nile right there. Goods coming up the river, packaged out here. I don't know. Alright, let's just see this palace, because I keep getting flash. Google keeps wanting me to see it. I'm not sure if we're still in Alexandria out here. Good gracious. That's impressive. Huge. What is it about humans? It's like we get to these places and I don't know what to do. So you take a picture of yourself in front of it like, yeah, I was here. Yeah, what else do you want to do? You gotta have some sort of like evidence that you were there. I mean, certainly I do the same. It's funny that we all do that. Oh, no, here's a much better view of the same site. Look at that. Good gracious. No guard is in the gate. Very, very impressive city. Very neat. Man. Oh, goodness gracious. And we didn't even get down here at all. Should we see any of this? I'm not remotely... Oh, just hanging out with these guys. Excuse me, gentlemen. I don't know why they put that online, but it's still kind of amusing. Just hanging there. Here's a nice rooftop view. With all these satellite dishes. Pretty awesome sight. Maybe one more view back in the old town and then I'll leave you be. Yeah, didn't hardly see this place. I'll tell you what, I'll be back. If Google does an official mapping of this city, I'll try to get back at some point. Just to give it a better, more comprehensive tour. But certainly I've enjoyed seeing what I've seen. Let's see if there's anything over here. Some fabric shop. Beads and fabric. Hope everyone's doing well. Hanging in there during these weird COVID days. Stay strong. Hopefully the new year brings just widespread vaccination. That's all we can hope for at this point. I know I'm not going to be first in line, that's for sure, but when it comes to me, I will happily take it, and hopefully we can get back to the way of life we built, or some new version of it. I want to end with a beach scene. I'll tell you what, I want to see the water one more time and imagine what it would be like to be in Alexandria today. Perfect. Great light. Amazing old buildings. Fishers. A perfect day here. September 2019. Happier days, I think. Just sitting here with these people. Well, I quite enjoyed that. People have been asking me to visit Africa for a long time. Let's see. And I've always said, oh yeah, I'll go there. Somewhere, but just never went. And now I visited. Did I say Africa? I meant Egypt. Alexandria. What's going on? Egypt. Oh my, Miss Alex. Did I miss? Is it Alexandria? No, Alexandria. Egypt. Oh, there it is. Forgive me. Added to my map. Yep, finally somewhere in Egypt. And again, well, back to what I was saying even, I got to see a lot more of Africa. Unfortunately, so much of it is just not mapped. Look at that. So, but we did all right even with a little bit of mapping, so no good excuse. I'll be back sometime soon. Certainly we'll visit Cairo at some point. Similar story there, I'm afraid. But enough, I'm sure, to see something. That was wonderful. Thank you. If you really enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you really want to support me, I have a Patreon page linked below. It's $1, and I'm visiting a bunch of bonus cities all around the world, places you've never heard of, many of them. And check it out. It's $1, and you can check out a dozen or so I've done on there. All right, till next time.